Before we start with our presentation, let me first ask you to think of the last time you've done your grocery shopping without any plastics involved. Hard to remember, isn't it? It's because we, as consumers here in the UK, are trapped in a plastic-dominated regime in retail, and it's very difficult to break free from this system without any alternative that can give us enough incentives for us to easily transition from here to there. And one such example of promising alternative niches are those refill systems that the idea is to sell items without plastic packaging. And this somehow creates the culture of zero waste and bring your own container. So if this is such a good idea, then why can't it go mainstream? Well, major retailers such as Tesco, Asda, and even the Body Shop has tried this before, but then they stopped because it doesn't attract that much customers. So what could be the problem? We found out that there's actually a lack of creative innovation policies to support these alternative niches. In Spruce Framework for Transformative Change, it states that in order to effectively stimulate sustainability transitions, it is important to have policy mixes that contain both destructive and creative innovation policies. So what are these? Let's refer to this diagram. So we can see here in the pathway towards plastics that there are government interventions that aim to destabilize the plastic regime or create barriers for the progress of this technology. For example, there are the producer responsibility regulations and even the 5 pence charge for single plastics use. And also there are schemes to lessen the impact of plastics to the environment, like circular economy directives. But then, if we look at this other pathway towards alternative niches, we can see that there are a lot of existing barriers, but we couldn't find policies that specifically aim to solve or lessen these barriers so that consumers can transfer from this system to the other. So even if these destructive policies get successful in changing producer and consumer behavior towards plastics, it is still very difficult to get out of that system. Well, why do we need this? So the government has vowed to eliminate unnecessary plastics by 24 years from now. That's almost double my age. And we say that this matter is more urgent than that. Why? We give you 3 reasons. First, the harm that it inflicts wildlife and environment is increasing day by day. Second, China recently decided to stop importing waste, and UK relies on their recycling facility for 20 years. So now, where do we put all this waste? And lastly, the recent discovery of microplastics in 90% of plastic bottles pose uncertainties to health and environment. So what do we propose?
We therefore propose that we need to have creative innovation policy that can foster these following. They are gearing knowledge creation, market establishment, price performance, entrepreneur experimentation, and support from powerful groups. Here are some examples that can support it by this policy. Opening innovation competitions such as Green Edit Award, they provide a platform to the people with green innovation idea, and this knowledge can move forward even after this award, through this platform. And test cut and price performance are always a key to influence the behavior of business and customer. And the innovation center, like the one in our university, are helping students to start up their social enterprise. And the certification, like these 3 mentioned here, are giving value adding for the business and network for customer and business.
What we want you to remember is that plastic reductions in retail is very urgent, and even though we already have destructive policies, we also need creative innovation policies that can foster alternative niches to stimulate transformative change. We recognize that there's existing barriers for this, like government funding or knowledge of policymakers about sustainability transitions, and also how to collaborate this these policies to go to a certain trajectory, but then we know that the first step is to recognize that we need this, so we can all enjoy a plastic-free shopping. Thank you.